Hey guys, welcome to Techno News, episode 19. Remember to hit the thumbs up, sub to the channel if you haven't already, leave a comment for engagement, even just in the what we do, and remember to follow me on X and TikTok at TechnoFishLive, and catch me live from around 10 o'clock UK time on kick.com/TechnoFishLive. I look forward to seeing you then. So it's a bit of a quick one this week actually. I've been looking and I can't really find that much stuff going on, but recently, XQC stated that he may have been interested in buying the Guard, which is a Valorant team who missed out on going to the recent VCT championships. I don't know if it was due to funding or whatever, but he's was contemplating putting money in and running with it, basically. Because all the things were in place, it was just a matter of they just needed the funding to get there. He was sort of talked out of it by whoever was in his chat with him, saying like maybe concentrate on a CS2 team instead. It was sort of making sense what he was saying for once, how everything was already in place for the Guard, whereas if he was to set up a new CS2 team ready for that going live, he would have to put everything in, like build a base of operations for them, get the people there to get practicing and things like that. Whereas that was already in place, and this was just going to be a quick buy and hopefully accrue some profits from it. But yeah, not much else has been said about that, to be honest, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes, see if he does get involved or not, to be honest, but we shall see. Similarly, speaking about franchises with the Call of Duty competitive teams, the Royal Ravens, who were the London Royal Ravens prior, have moved to Charlotte, Carolina in America, which means the UK no longer has any sort of representation in the big esports event. So it's a bit of a sad thing, really. I mean, I haven't really watched COD competitive for a long time. The team sort of disbanded for me when Wiskins and Scraps and them left, because there was a bit of a hoo-ha around all that as well, and the sort of franchise started dying down a bit around then. So I can sort of see why they've done it, but it was nice to have a UK representative in the scene, especially on such a big stage like that. So it's a bit of a sad state of affairs, to be honest. Not really sure what to make of it, but we'll certainly keep an eye on it and see what comes of things. Look forward to seeing if a new brand will rise or if that's just the end of it. I mean, like I said, I think COD's on its way out anyhow, to be honest. With the likes of CS2, as I mentioned, being launched soon, there's going to be quite a big competitive scene launched with that. I mean, I know there's already an existing CSGO scene, whether they all just move across or what. I'm assuming they'll have to. But yeah, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on that. Other news, there was a big charity match at the weekend, the Sidemen versus the YouTube All-Stars. It was quite a successful event, from where I gather. There was a sellout crowd of 62,000 at West Ham's Stadium, the London Stadium, I believe. And it ended up being a 13-goal thriller, apparently, with the Sidemen coming out on top 8-5. There was a few funny moments, people blatantly being offside and not realising, and KSI scored an own goal by pretty much rolling into the net with the ball in his hands. So yeah, it was raised a hell of a lot of money for charity, so fair play to them. Obviously got the crowd. I think it was double the crowd of what they got at the last one. I can see it only getting bigger and bigger as the years go by. There's a blatant offside there. So that took place, and as I said, it was rather successful. Other news, more gaming based. It's a bit sad, really, but I wouldn't really call her a creator. She is as such, which is a journalist mainly. Alana Pierce, an Australian lass who used to work at IGN some years ago. Sort of how I came about following her. She used to do reviews and things for IGN back in the day. She's now got an allegiance with PlayStation. She's employed by Sony pretty much. But there's been a lot of backlash and a lot of idiots calling for her to get sacked and things because she's been openly advertising and playing Starfield on the Xbox. And all the fanboys are kicking off saying she shouldn't be allowed to do this, she should be sacked. And she basically shot them all down and just says Sony don't have any issues and they don't restrict her in any way discussing Xbox and Nintendo properties. And she basically shot them down, saying console wars don't exist in game development. It's just idiots like them trying to cause issues where there aren't any. basically. So there was some videos of her getting rather upset about it all and things, and it's a bit sad, but I think she's bounced back from it quite strong and sort of brushed it off and moved on. She's been putting quite a few videos out about Starfield. One of them was quite interesting, saying there was a lot of queries around the game mechanics and how you couldn't actually fly to and land on a planet. So she sort of set her spaceship away in a direct line for a planet and left it for however many hours, and it sort of just flew through the other side or something. It was all a bit mad. Yeah, so she's sort of on the picking herself up off that, but similarly around Starfield, the game itself became Bethesda's biggest ever launch, even better than Skyrim and all that. Apparently it's got over 6 million players on launch for a PC and Xbox exclusive. That's rather impressive. There's also been a lot of negatives around the game. As I said, there's a lot of mechanics people don't agree with, or it's got flaws in the gameplay. It seems to slow the game down. A lot of people are claiming they've done this on purpose to slow the game down so people play longer, and in the PC saying there's been a lot of modders already out and about sort of trying to fix certain elements, speed things up, create new gameplay and total. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the game sort of levels out. Not something I've been interested in. It didn't really do a lot for me. It just seemed slow, trudgy. The gunplay didn't seem that great, but each to their own. I mean, with it being on Game Pass, I did think about having a look at it, but I don't think it's for me, but each to their own, and crack on. Similarly, there's been a backlash around RuneScape recently. They introduced a new battle pass system, and it included some gear within it that seemed to be pay to win pretty much. A lot of the community kicked off about this, and for once the actual developers listened, rolled it back, took out the items in question and refunded players. If only that worked in most games. Unfortunately, it only seems to happen in certain ones. So yeah, they've been asked to walk back the update and put a patch out to put everything back to the way it was, or tweak things slightly differently, so it's not so much a pay-to-win mechanic anymore. Next, YouTube and Google have announced there's going to be coming to YouTube. It's basically going to like mini daft arcade type games built into the YouTube framework. I think it's similar to what Netflix and stuff done. Basically, they just put daft little games in you can play if you want to. With it being built into the YouTube framework, it'll save you game states and things like that on the YouTube platform. Not something I'll be taking much use out of. I can sort of see why it's there, but I've got a feeling it'll be taken back out as soon as it goes in, to be honest, but we shall see. Next up, the Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie. That done really well at the cinema recently. It's been announced as a new game coming. When I heard this, I was sort of excited about it in a way. After the release of Shredder's Revenge, which was quite impressive, I thought, well, we're going to get a game similar to that. However, it's come to light that this game is in development by Outright Games. So I've got a feeling it's going to be shovelware, for want of a better word. If you don't know, Outright Games are the company behind all the crappy Peppa Pig games, Paw Patrol games, Ryan's World, all that sort of crap. And they've got the rights to build a Mutant Mayhem game. I'll not be keeping as close an eye on that as I was hoping to be honest. It's a bit sad, really. I was looking forward to a decent Turtles game again, but that's not going to happen. And lastly, as I said, it's a pretty slow week news-wise, to be honest. Stray, I don't know if you remember Stray, the PlayStation game, the cat. It's getting an animated movie based around the game. It could be fun to explore the lore, try and learn a bit more about the robot city and things like that. But they haven't really given any details. There's no dates or anything like that. No cast or anything announced as yet. They've just confirmed that it is in the works. But yeah, in the meantime, as I said, it's been a pretty slow week. There's not a lot going on, to be honest. I think everybody's been playing the football match. They haven't got into any trouble like they normally do for us to discuss, but never mind. Hopefully I'll be back next week. There should be some more of my reaction videos coming soon as well. I quite enjoyed doing them, the ghost videos and things, so I'll be doing a few more of them. And I will be live, probably playing more Valorant and Farlight. I need to get back into Farlight pretty much every night from around 10 o'clock on Kick. So as I said at the beginning, if you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up, subbing to the channel if you haven't already, that'd be very much appreciated. Leave a comment just to try and trigger some engagement, even just an emoji. Any emoji will do, just whack something in there just to try and garner some engagement. And I shall catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Ciao for now.